Hello everyone, I'm Sophie and I'm currently at Kechara Forest Retreat, Bentong, Malaysia. And today I will continue sharing from the book by my guru, His Eminence the 25th Sam Tuku Rinpoche. And this is the book that I'll be sharing from, The Living Buddha Within, Sam Rinpoche. And I will continue on from page 93 on chapter 5, Avoiding the 10 Non-Virtuous Acts. So this is a continuation from my previous sharing. And before that, I will go to a picture of a Buddha to share with you. And there you are, beautiful painting. So now we go to page 93. When you walk around the mall and you see someone blind sitting there with a cup, we have pity and compassion, but we could potentially be that blind person. We see someone crazy walking outside in the rain, homeless. Most of us may feel compassion and pity, but the same misfortune could befall us. We see someone in the hospital, dying, very sick, not responding to medicine, unhappy, fearful. That can be us. We see someone growing old, losing his or her capacities. That could be us. We see someone very young getting into an accident. That can be us. We see someone losing his or her business. That can be us. We see someone having disharmony in relationships, breaking up his or her marriage, unhappy, wanting to commit suicide. That can be us. We see our kids do the opposite of what we would like, although we believe that we taught them well. Yet we sit and hope for a 1 in a million chance that everything will be all right. We sit there and hope because we see no other way. We have not been taught and conditioned another way to react and deal with what we observe. It is not that we are all stupid or unintelligent. It is the conditioning of our previous lives up until now. For an alcoholic to get rid of his habit depends on the length of time he has been drinking. Just as an example, if he has been drinking for a very long time, then of course it will be very difficult for him to stop. If he has been drinking for a short time, then it is easier to stop in most cases. Most of the time we have been delighting in shouting at people, idle gossiping, fighting, killing, deliciously swallowing the fruits of other people's labor, such as plundering or stealing from them. Since we have been doing these unwholesome activities over many lifetimes, these activities happen naturally and spontaneously. No one teaches us not to steal, to lie, not to shout, not to be mean, to do it naturally with a lot of joy and without effort and with a lot of excitement. In fact, we make a big show out of it. Look at me. But to be positive, kind, and compassionate, to have good speech, not to lie, and be honest in business, we have to be told and browbeaten. And some of us need to be browbeaten more than once. Therefore, it shows that our mind has been conditioned a certain way, and our mind is used to operating on that basis, whether it is that extreme or not. I do not mean we are all like that. Please excuse the example. But definitely we are all conditioned, not only from this life, because some kids are born with the tendency to kill, to steal, to lie, with a bad character, yet others are just the opposite. Where does that come from? Parents usually teach them well. Most parents produce good children, but sometimes it is the opposite. They seem to do negative things naturally. We are not scolding our kids because they are doing wonderful things. So where do these habits come from? From previous lives, lives that goes back thousands and thousands of lifetimes. So much so we are used to doing things a certain way that it now comes very naturally. Some of us can ride a bicycle with no hands. Some of us need both hands. Some of us need training wheels. It is a matter of getting used to things. Like dirty water, for example. The nature of dirty water is not dirty. It is temporarily polluted by dirt, which can be removed. When the dirt is removed, the water is clean again. The nature of the water is clean. If it is not clean by its nature, then no matter what you use to clean it, it will remain dirty. In the same way, the mind is temporarily stained. The cleaning process of the mind is dependent on how much it has been conditioned. It can be removed. You are salvageable. I am salvageable. We are not hopeless. Therefore, you can become enlightened, but it is up to you to do it. You cannot kill, steal, hurt, and at the moment of death regret your actions and then go to heaven. It is not logical. It is not fair. If that is how it really is, when I get up there, I will have a word or two with them. Salvation or freedom is in you. It is in your hands and within your capacity. What you do with it is in your hands. If you do not want to do it, be prepared for the consequences. If you are very sick and do not want medical treatment because you are scared to go to the hospital to get examined, poked at, cut, x-rayed, and filled up with medicine like a guinea pig, then imagine how much more scary the results would be if you did not go to the hospital. It is hard to get rid of these delusions. It is hard to get rid of our attachments and all the extensions of the 10 non-virtuous actions. When we go to a restaurant and there is a vegetable plate, I think, I have to get the bigger vegetable plate quickly before the other person gets it. This is our usual habit. When we give to charity, we have to struggle to open our wallets to give. It is very hard, but when we buy perfume for ourselves, our wallet is always open. It's just so much easier to keep our wallets open for these things. When we go shopping for our hair, for ourselves, for our parties, the wallet is open. In fact, it cannot close. But when it is to do something for others, the wallet is still closed. It shows our heavy attachment to the self and our deluded states of mind. But don't just think, oh dear, he tells me all these things. Now what am I going to do? Take one step at a time. Work on one delusion at a time. I do not have hatred. I do not scream and shout out of hatred. I scream and shout because I see something wrong, but I try to scream less each time. Today I saw something that I was very displeased with, and I said I was going to shout at someone. Then I went to my room and thought about it. I thought about it for a while and finally said, no, I'm not going to shout at that person. Never mind, I will let it go. By doing this, I fulfill the promise I made to myself to shout less. It is an inner war, an inner battle, but it is a battle worth fighting because it will bring you peace of mind. Then, when one delusion has been removed, you work on the second. And when that has been removed, you can work on the next one and the next one. And when you die, since overcoming these deluded states of mind are imprinted in your mind, you are able to take it with you. So if you have 10 angry states of mind, and if you have eliminated 5, and you have 5 left, you have started a beautiful, wonderful, fresh threshold in your new life. You have to deal with much less. You have to deal with the reduced negative effects it has. Unlike the next person who has to start afresh and maybe has even more delusions. And with that, I end with chapter 5. So I will go on to chapter 6 in my next sharing session. And let me share with you again the program that we will have this coming Saturday, the Spiritual Saturday at Kachara Forest Retreat on the 6th of July, starting from 9 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. itinerary is at 9 a.m. spring cleaning at Tara's abode, 11 a.m. introductory CPR and emergency first aid, 12:30 lunch. And I can assure you our vegetarian lunch here are delicious. Come and join us. And if you are it says to RSVP your place and your meal by contacting by WhatsApp at 017-965-9484, or you can email to retreat@kachara.com, and there's a link there that you may be able to see the rest of the programs for July, the spiritual Saturdays that we have. And if you can't make it for this Saturday, maybe you can make time for the next Saturday or the later Saturdays that we have in July. And after July, we'll come up with a program for August, which we will post later and I'll share with you later. So hopefully you'll make time to join us at Kachara Forest Retreat for our spiritual Saturday and get some blessings while you're enjoying yourself. So thank you again for sharing your time with me, and I will continue on with chapter 6 for the next sharing session. I'll end this with a completion dedication in Tibetan. Jangjo Senjo Rinpoche, Maki Panam Gishi, Gepanam Pame Payang, Goni Gondo Pewashu, Toni Doa Rinpoche, Maki Panam Gishi, Gepanam Pame Payang, Goni Gondo Pewashu. Das so jenis apa wadi dan droa guna gempadan jepa jesun dosen trapai tamping imporin desa se kewa kuntu yang dalam madan drame joki pala lonjo jing sadam nangi atera sone doje jangi ngopang oteso gewa di nyuda dalam masa gedrione rewa chikia malupa de salago pashu joki ka posong kapa chosuna pape wala geki samasi wadang tuki malu sangwashu dadam sungi dosundan rewa songi latini gewa losan trapai tampai reva gyushi ni modele sendele ni migunya dalashi ni sintatu dalapa kunchu sungi jingilo kunchu sungi ngodruso kunchu sungi drasi sho Yesu lama kusen rapting ching nom country ni jojo ke pada lo somten pentro mi sap songi dro e musa tato ni gyushi gang we raw we ko shin kam den pendan da ma lu gyo ni channel zi wan ten sing ge so yi sha pe shi de ba du de gyushi hom tom pe ngot ma lo pa den den da la so du so ko dan den pa long chat nam ke pa so shi shuk ten sa. Thank you again, and you may be able to hear a lot of background noises. That is because we are a living community, and of course there's always noises of people moving around, and it's a very fun place, always full of activity. Thank you. See you. Hope that you share your next session with me, my next session. Thank you.